Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I want to talk about school uniforms in the Philippines, and of course there's a reason for this. The reason is I was driving to the lake the other day and always passed by this Catholic school, and so I saw the uniforms that they wear, and it made me think, boy, I don't see that everywhere. And when you see it, it's just kind of interesting because, if you're watching TV or if you go anywhere else, you see, kids wear some pretty alarming clothes. I think it's a lot worse when I went to school. And some of it, from the standpoint of the women, is very revealing, and it just doesn't, to me, look like something you would wear to school. I don't know how the parents let them get away with that, because as a young man or young boy in school, you see women dressed like that. It's pretty tough, I think, to be able to have much concentration. I don't like the idea myself when I see them wear anything goes in school. But I asked my wife about this, the uniforms in the Philippines, and she said that it's not just the Catholic schools. Other schools wear these uniforms too. So everybody looks the same. Now it's different with each school. When I read here a little bit, school uniforms in the Philippines, it says that they're commonplace in public schools and required in private schools. In some private schools, there are specified days where students can wear civilian clothing. There's usually no uniform in universities and progressive schools, except for uniforms used in physical education classes and in specific schools, such as the University of St. Thomas. Now, we went by a college, and when we were there last time, I think, and I thought they were wearing uniforms. They have, if you look at the internet, primary school and secondary school, they have lists of things that people can wear. My wife could probably do this from memory. Like secondary school, boys wear white polo and brown slacks, or white polo with black trousers, or white trousers, generally only for prefects, whatever that is. And it says may include a blazer for certain international schools. And then the girls wear white or yellow blouse with necktie and checkered deep green shirt, or sailor uniform with knee-length checkered blue skirt, may include a blazer for certain international schools. So they seem to be slightly, what I remember anyway, was, they wear the uniforms, but then there's slightly different variations. Maybe schools have different colors. And there's this note here on the site that I'm reading at, which happens to be called K12academics.com. And it says there that in 2008, which would have been 14 years ago, the Department of Education ordered that students are no longer required to wear uniforms. This was to allow poorer families to save money for basic needs. Yet it seems like most of them all wear uniforms anyway. So anyway, the reason that I brought that up was we were watching a show one day, and you see the way kids are dressing nowadays, young adults, kids, whatever, girls, boys. And it's so refreshing that the Philippines doesn't do that. If you're looking for a woman from the Philippines and you find out that she's relatively modest, which I hope is what you're looking for, part of that comes from the way they dress when they go to school. So they could be all the way up to 18 years old. They graduate from high school and they're wearing these uniforms. Everybody looks the same. I want to know what you think about this, because I like that idea, just for the practical sake of, not attracting undue attention to yourself and driving all the boys nuts, but also from the standpoint of modesty. My wife is modest. She's not in, college anymore there in the Philippines, although she is going to school here in the States, but she's very modest with what she wears. She picks out clothes that look nice, don't cost a lot, and they look really good on her. And she's very cost conscious, but she's also conscious of the impression it gives, and she doesn't want to look like a hooker. She doesn't want to look loose. She wants to look modest, and I think it's great. And if you're a Western guy looking for a woman that still has some semblance of modesty, I think growing up in the Philippines, and whether you're Catholic or not, I think they're wearing these uniforms, and I think it's a great idea, and helps them to be modest. Once they're older and they make their own money, I guess they can do whatever they want, but there's a good chance that she'll continue to want to dress modestly. So I want to know your thoughts on that. I think that's a good little sidelight for men looking for love beyond the sea.